What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and the night has finally come. The Real Housewives of Atlanta premiered for season 14, episode 1. And can I tell y'all something? I don't know how I feel about this season, how it's gonna go, but we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, y'all. So the episode starts off with Kenya dancing around, child, with that good old Brandon from Dancing from the Stars. Now, Kenya, I feel like Kenya got a little crush on Homeboy. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I thought he was playing for the other side of the team. I didn't even think that he really was into Kenya, if you catch my drift. But I don't think he's into her. I know that he is into women, but he ain't into that woman. Okay. But she was really putting that, that tetherball booty on him and really trying to get it in. And he was just not catching what she was throwing. He seemed like the type that's like, I really like her as a friend. We're gonna be cool, and I'm gonna just be nice with it. I ain't gonna be rude, but I see what she throwing, but I ain't trying to catch it type of deal. Okay. So Candy comes to meet her at the dance studio, and then Marlo comes in too, looking like uh she dressed up like some breakfast at Tiffany's look, I guess, or something like that, with this little short wig. And then they talk about homegirl getting her edges back, child. So apparently she did some surgery to take some hair from somewhere else so that she can have edges. I was like, well, kudos to you, girl. I hope it damn work, because that's a lot that she had to go through just to get some edges. I'm like, wasn't you wearing wigs to cover it up? Like, okay, girl, you like it. I love it. So then they talk about her event that she's having. She said that, her business, she's going to call La Archive. She's going to have a studio. She has a studio of styles and all these things. Like, she has all these clothes where celebrities come in there and she styles them, or if there's people doing movies and things like that, they use the clothes that are in her studio to wear in the movies. And she talked about how she had recently done something with Tammy Roman and how she had styled this one movie and all these different things. So Marlo, while most people were like, we don't know how she gets her money, I think that's just one facet of how she gets her money in her business or whatever. So then can Candy and Kenya cut her off, saying that, she also talks about the billionaire that she used to date. And Candy and Kenya are like, girl, that was 50,000 years ago. Like, come on. I know you ain't got no money left over from that damn billionaire, because whatever you got from him, you sucked them and sucked them dry, and you ain't got no more left. That was like 10 years ago, girl. Knock it off. Get another story of give us another story of how you got your money, because that ain't it. Okay. That is done. Boo and gone. We're done with that story. Okay. So then Sheree walks in as well. She got on her cute little jogger outfit, and then they start really grilling her, asking her about Tyrone and all this, that, and the stuff in the third. So Tyrone is out of jail. This is her boo that she's been dealing with, I believe, for like 4 or 5 years now, something like that. So he's out, but he's not in Atlanta. He's in Philly. So he's in a halfway house. He has to stay up there. So then Kenya asked her, well, girl, how was the sex? Like, what, did y'all get it in? And she was like, well, all I can say is it was quick. And I'm like, well, damn, what you expect him to be? If he was running a damn marathon, then he was a bootyman button in jail. Okay? You just know that. Bootyman button. Just remember that. All right? That is what he was doing if he lasted for a long time. That means he was getting well taken care of in the booty house. Okay. So for him to go real quick, that's a good thing, girl. Let him go real quick. All right. And then he attracted to you. That's good. I hope that's what it meant. Anyway, moving right along. Then she talks about being abstinent. Haven't you been abstinent long enough while he was in there? I think that's silly. Like, I always thought it was silly when women try to withhold sex. If a man don't fuck with you, he don't fuck with you. It don't matter if you gonna hold the pussy or not. Okay, give it up if you're gonna give it up, because you know you want to give it up and you want the D. So just stop playing around. Because she's like, I just want him to be the same person he is in there and out of there. Listen, if it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. Withholding the booty ain't gonna change nothing. Okay, so moving right along. So then they talk about Kenya's divorce and her, what's going on with her husband. And she's like, listen, at this point, I'm just waiting on him to sign the daggone papers, because I just want to be over and done with it. He's the one avoiding signing the paperwork and prolonging this whole process. And they were asking, like, what do you want out of, like, what are you asking for? And she's like, I just want to be done with this. I want a signature. That's what I want. So then they start talking about Candy, and Marlo was like, well, Candy, I know y'all effing all around the place. So y'all doing it 5 times a day. And she was like, well, most people would think that we doing that, but we be tired. She like, we go home and we watching the show, child, and we be done fell asleep. Or me, I'm falling asleep. All these jobs that I got going on, it's just a lot. I work a lot, and a girl is tired, and a girl is me. That's Candy, okay? So Marlo in her confessional says, well, damn, girl, well, maybe just give up at least 2 or 3 jobs so that you can, successfully screw your husband. And I'm like, girl, where your husband at? Okay, mind your business, because clearly Todd ain't going nowhere. And her falling asleep a couple times ain't turned him away. So they got this. So in the next scene, Marlo is at home with the boys. And I thought this was a really nice scene, because we actually get to see Marlo in her element with her nephews. She's getting them up for school, making them breakfast, trying to make sure they eat a healthy meal. She discusses how she got them, and she's had them for 4 years. So she thought it was going to be like a weekend thing, but now it's turned into her being their muntie, which is mom and auntie at the same time. And apparently her sister is still in jail, which is the boy's mother. So they go from, I guess, not really the nicest living to now upscale living with their aunt. Now, I don't know what she was trying to get at with all of that, that she gave them this amazing life, which, kudos to her for changing their life and taking them in, period. But it's like, okay, girl, you want a medal? I don't understand, but that's a lot to take on other people's kids. Now, the lifestyle that she's giving them, that's just an extra perk. So what's to be commended for me is the fact that she actually took them on, period. Not the fact that they wearing Louis and all this stuff. None of that matters. The fact that you're giving them a safe, clean environment to live in, that's all that matters. And they seem to really connect with her. They love her. And then we see her taking them off to school for the day. So it's cool to see her kind of have that maternal bone in her body that I ain't never thought existed. So then the next scene, Drew is in the car with her husband, Ralph, which Ralph just really rubs me the wrong way. Like, he just gives me trifling. He just really gives off trifling to me. So Drew and Ralph are on the way to the gym. And I guess this is how they introduce Sanya Ross or whatever. So Sanya and her husband, Aaron, which Aaron is a Super Bowl winner, and Sanya is a 4-time gold medal winner and a 4-time gold medal, 1-time bronze, according to her. Okay. So did I catch you live? Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Miss B. You done caught me live, sis. You have caught me live. Thank you so much for watching. So they go to the gym, and basically Drew and Sanya do some little running thing, which I'm like, Drew, I don't even know why you even attempted to try to run faster than this lady, because she looked like she was really taking it easy on her. And so oh yeah, hey sis, hey girl, hey. So I love Miss B. I'm telling you, I'm gonna take a little break to say this. When I make it big and my channel gets big, she's gonna be my first moderator. I got you, sis. And my moderators are going to be taken care of, if you catch my drift. So anyway, moving right along, Drew and Sanya end up having a conversation about Ralph's assistant. Okay, so apparently there's this assistant that sent Ralph a message about giving him a massage. So here's my thing. The only thing that an assistant should be sending to my man about a massage is, hey, Mr. So and so, I've scheduled a massage for you at such and such time. Would you like me to schedule some accommodations for you to get there? Or something like that. I don't need you to give my man a massage. That's what we're not going to be doing. Okay? There is no way to play around that. So Drew talks about them being in therapy and all this stuff and whatnot. BS, 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 BS. I'm like, girl, you and Ralph, like y'all are both childish. And my thing is, Drew, so Drew talks about how she took the kids to Chicago and didn't even tell him, like she just up and left. So I'm like, so you gonna up and leave him and go somewhere else and take the kids, basically leaving him more room to be humping around with this chick. Okay, that's stupid. So then she says that Ralph, for her to come back, he needed to fire the assistant. And then he also told her that if he had to choose between her and his dreams, he gonna pick his dreams every time. And I would be like, well, are you dreaming about being broke? Because nigga, I'm about to get out of here. And please don't play. Because this money that's coming into this household is definitely because of your girl's acting chops. Don't try to play me. Because what we not going to do is act like I don't positively contribute to this house. That's what we not going to do. Okay? So I thought that was pretty crazy. And Ralph, you're trash. You're a trash husband. And Drew, just get the blinders off, sis. He didn't tell you about Tampa. You still worrying about that. You still asking questions about that. He's never transparent about anything, and he's full of shit. So moving right along. Sanya is shown in her newly renovated home. Apparently, her parents live with them now. Her and her husband have been together for 18 years. They met in college. They've been married for 11 of the 18 years. And, they have one son named Deuce, and he's 4 years old. And the husband, basically, Aaron was talking about how he wants to have another kid. And Sanya is basically like, I don't want to have no more kids because I feel like it's going to put a strain on our marriage. And he's like, well, I feel like if you don't have another kid, it's going to put a strain on our marriage. So where do we find the balance? And she's basically, so Aaron ends up going upstairs with Deuce because he needed somebody to cut a TV show on for him. He needed help. But she's very smart for a 4-year-old. Like he is definitely with it. He understands what's going on, knows what he wants. So they go upstairs and she's talking to her parents and she's like, well, after I had Deuce, like I felt like Aaron was not helping me at all. Like he really checked out. And my thing is, was he still in the NFL at this time? Like, what was going on where he wasn't helping you? Or did you express to him that you felt like he wasn't helping you? Is this an excuse for you to not have another kid? And she did say that she wants another child, but then the dad said, well, being busy is not a reason not to have a kid. Like, we're here, we'll help you. And the mother was like, I know you fucking lying. You ain't about to help, douche. And he was like, I'll make some formula. Like, I'll help. I just think that saying that you're busy is not a reason not to have a kid. So I just hope that they really work that out because children are a blessing. And I can certainly identify with being at a crossroads of, do I have another kid or not? Because it gets to that point where it's like you have one kid that's big, they're older, they can pretty much function on their own. And you ain't trying to go back to that damn baby stage. Trust me, I have a 5-year-old and he is the only child too. And I struggle with daily. Do I want to have another kid? That's a lot. It's a lot to consider. Okay. Especially in your 30s. But moving right along. Drew talks about launching this meal prep service where Drop It with Drew or something like that. And she sits up here and tells, so Candy and Sanya come over. And she's like, she wants Sanya there. Apparently, Drew brought Sanya onto the show, which I think is interesting that they ended up fighting or having some type of disagreement. But so it's interesting to see how their relationship begins before this big fallout that they're inevitably going to have. So she wants Sanya there because, of course, she's an Olympian and diet is a part of her whole shtick with being an Olympian. And Candy has several restaurants. So she has her little friend up front giving them drinks that is like Mr. Attention Whore. I'm like, child, I want to be seen, tell me I want to be seen without telling me I want to be seen. He was doing the absolute most. So I just had to point that out. And he might annoy the fuck out of me. But anyway, they go sit down and they're chit chatting. She's telling them about this weight loss. Apparently, she said she lost 25 pounds. I said, Drew, I looked at them pictures. I said, but I know you fucking lying. You know you ain't lose no damn 25 pounds. I was looking at the pictures trying to see the difference. Where's the difference, Drew? Your body looking like the same. It looking like the same. And if it's from this food, then child, you need to cut some more calories from this food because it ain't working. Okay, the program is not off to a good start. So apparently, Bravo with their shady ass, they show that her ass actually only lost 10 pounds, not 25 pounds. And I'm like, yeah, because 25 pounds is a huge difference. 10 pounds, you can see a slight difference, especially when you have a lot to lose. But then she did reveal that she ended up having to get a hysterectomy. Because she was having some issues, and then she had a mommy makeover and all these different things that also contributed to her weight loss. But I'm like, if you had a damn mommy makeover, why you still look thicker than a Snicker? Okay. He wants a baby. She better think on it this, because Martell's side chick will step in. Child. Absolutely. Step right on in to the front of the line. Okay. Because there's always a coleslaw out here. So moving right along, that's for everybody that watches. If you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, I know y'all the Bravo people watching this video, Real Housewives of Atlanta. But yeah, there's a coleslaw in every season of somebody's marriage. Trust and believe that. Somebody trying to sneak in. So moving right along, after we talk about her ass lying about her weight loss, child, because you ain't bit more lose 25 pounds than the man in the moon, okay? And Candy and Sanya saw right through it. So then they start, Sanya brings up, which I feel like she about to be the new damn bone collector, because why are you bringing this up, sis? So she brings up the situation with Ralph and him and the assistant. So conveniently, Ralph walks in and he's like, oh, y'all talking about me? What version of the story did she give you? So I love how when they brought it up, they're talking about it. Candy says, okay, so the assistant said that she wanted, do you need a massage? So what did you say? And he starts stuttering all over the place. He don't know he ain't had no response. He ain't even know what he said because he was trying to think of a lie. Sitting there thinking of a lie and couldn't think of one that was real enough for any of these ladies to believe it. So then Drew airs his ass out and was like, he said, you know what, I am a man, you know what that's going to do, or something to that effect. So basically, like, if you come and give me a massage, we about to get it in. And I'm like, you somebody's husband saying something like that to another broad and somebody that's supposed to be your assistant. Child, throw the whole husband away. Just throw him all the way away because he's a damn lie. So moving right along, he says they had two therapists that understood him and agreed with. I said, I don't believe that at all. Ain't no therapist believe none of that shit that you saying. And so Candy pretty much wasn't buying his bullshit, and neither was Sanya. And Drew, I just think that Drew just loves the drama. I don't know what her problem is, but clearly this man is trash. Like, throw him away. He is done. Okay? Moving right along. Sheree FaceTime Marlo and they talk about her fashion show and how she's setting things up. So at the fashion show, people begin to arrive. So this is going into the fashion show scene from Marlo. People begin to arrive to the event. People amongst the crew are Angela Simmons, Alonzo Arnold comes in there, just to name a few. They begin to question whether there will be models, how she was going to pretty much showcase the clothing. And then they start talking about Kenya, because Kenya actually had just gotten eliminated the previous night from Dancing with the Stars. So they were wondering what her disposition was going to be once she comes in there. So I was really like concerned too, because I'm like, dang, that was a huge accomplishment for her to actually be on there. And then you got to be filming for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's like overlapping, crazy. She's got to be in a whirlwind of emotions. So she comes in, pretty much like it is, I am hurt over it, but it happened, and I'm here. So she comes in, Drew, and then Drew asked Kenya to come over to the side and talk to her alone. So Drew is basically like, I really want to just have a clean slate. I'm really sorry about how last year went. Like, I really wasn't expecting that. I really feel like we didn't really get off to a good start, and we never really had a fair chance. And Kenya was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just start over. It is what it is. And Kenya was like, you know what? If I can get over things with Marlo, I can get over stuff with Drew. Okay. So then Marlo finally arrives because, child, she got to be fashionably late. Okay. And I think she was about 2 hours plus late for the start of the event, which is absolutely ridiculous. Listen, y'all didn't want to be doing this fashionably late shit. Y'all gonna be the ones looking damn stupid when you come out and ain't nobody there. Because they like, okay, you want to be disrespectful for my time? I gotta go. I got other things to do, and sitting around waiting on your ass ain't one of them. Okay. So moving right along, Marlo finally arrives. She says the clothing. So basically, Marlo had all these clothes on these mannequins, just strategically placed in areas, and all of them were her clothes. She got some of the stuff from actual celebrities, and the idea of her business is that you rent the clothing for a period of time at a percentage of what the total cost of the outfit is, and you can only rent it for no more than 7 days, is what she explained to Candy. And my thing is, a lot of the clothes were clothes that Marlo actually wore. Marlo is she is not average height or size. So how is anybody renting your clothes to where it makes sense? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the concept. But listen, I ain't been to Paris yet either, and Marlo ain't gonna freaking come for me, okay? But I still don't get the shit. I don't see the point of paying all this money for these clothes when you can just, if I'm a person that has money, I can just go buy the shit. Like, why am I renting some clothes that somebody else wore? Whatever. But anyway, she says that she paid $40,000 for the event, and she feels like she could easily make her money back from all the things that all the clothing that she has there. So Fashion Bomb Daily is there, Light Skin Keisha is there, everybody is there. So Marlo has a wardrobe change, and she comes out in this. First of all, that was damn funny when Sheree said that her outfit looks like the strawberry candy that her grandma used to give her in church to make her be quiet. I about fell out on the damn floor because she did look like that damn candy, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. She not something I would wear at all, but she did look like that damn candy. So moving right along, Candy, Drew, and Kenya are talking, and Sanya, which I feel like is going to be the new bone collector, she trying to earn her check, child. She want to make sure she makes it to another second season. So she goes out basically spilling her guts to Marlo, saying that, people were kind of confused about her business concept because a lot of them were walking around saying, okay, so can I buy these outfits? Like, what's the deal with your business? So she goes over and she's like, and Kenya, because she basically, Sanya made it seem like it was Kenya saying it. So she goes over and she's like, it just really hurts my feelings that people are always questioning me and have something to say about everything and always, basically, y'all hating. And Kenya was like, so are you throwing a dagger at me? Because everybody said something. All you bitches was talking shit. So Candy said, yeah, we basically all had questions because I was just a little bit confused. And I said that the clothes look nice, but I was just wondering, like, what's the whole deal? Like, what is your business concept? So then that was when she explained that she lets people rent the clothes for 25% of the original purchasing price, and they can't rent it for any more than 7 days. Which I'm like, if somebody gonna rent an outfit for 7 days, they might as well buy the shit because you're gonna end up almost wearing it at the purchase price. Because they gave a $10,000 example where if they kept it for 7 days, they would spent like $7,000. So $3,000 more dollars, you could own the outfit. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I don't get the concept at all. you would have to have an abundance of clothing for people to essentially borrow. And yes, I get it, the concept of borrowing clothes for like movie sets and stuff, but maybe she makes most of her money off of the styling portion, because Marlo does have a nice new fresh style. So her styling people, I can see that. But the rental of these clothes, I just think that that's not lucrative enough. But anyway, so then moving right along, Marlo makes fun of Drew's French roll, which was damn funny as well. And then Kenya says, you know, Kenya said Marlo's clothing line should be called La Bay. And then there's a voiceover of Marlo saying she rode a lot of dicks to get these pieces. Child. Not you rode a whole lot of dicks to get this clothing, sis. Where did they find that voiceover? Because that is hilarious. So moving right along, Marlo ends up walking off and calls them all hating ass bitches that don't know nothing about fashion. So what am I thinking about season 14? I think it's going to be good. I think that season 14 is going to prove to show us something different. I'm interested to see how Sanya's life unfolds. Drew husband still cheating, child. I don't know. I want to see Marlo being a mom more, but I want her to stop hitting with the low blows. Like, be truthful about what you're doing to make your money, sis. Like, this is your time to be real. You're no longer a friend anymore. So we are really going to see your life. So you're going to have to tell the damn truth, all the nothing but the truth. So help your ass God. Okay. Not selling that ass. I hope that's not what you're doing. So y'all, are y'all going to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta with me? You going to rock with me on these reviews? Let me know in the comments. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's going to be watching RHOA with us. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.